It's been an important focal point for the city of Diamond Bar for several years. The 5760 Confluence project affects so many elements of our community, along with our regional and national economies. It may just be a 2.5-mile stretch of freeway that some might not consider important, but in the eyes of the thousands of motorists who drive its lanes each and every day, it's been a challenge in need of a strong solution. Now entering its third phase, the project has taken on a slightly new name, but has the same purpose of alleviating the congestion which has led to this stretch of freeway being titled as the 11th most congested choke point in the nation. This current phase, known as the State Route 5760 Confluence Chokepoint Relief Project, has brought together a collaborative effort of different agencies, which include the City of Diamond Bar, City of Industry, Metro, Caltrans, and the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments.
Fixing the 5760 interchange area has always been the city's top transportation priority. And I should also note that the city councils, both present and past council members, have not only provided their unwavering support and commitment, but it's their leadership. So to date, I'm happy to report that through decades long of their efforts and our diligence, we're getting results.
The oversight of this enormous project has the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments taking the reins to steer this construction towards its completion over the next few years.
The San Gabriel Valley Council of Government serves as the lead agency on the construction of the 5760 project. The project itself will include additional lane being added to eastbound 60, a dedicated connector off-ramp to Grand Avenue, and also other associated improvement within this 2.5 miles of confluence area.
While the project is now full steam ahead with its current construction, recent years have seen some significant progress to help act as the foundation to its success. This important groundbreaking event in November of 2015 was part of the second phase of the project, where the on-ramp from northbound Grand Avenue, the off-ramp of the westbound 60 at Grand, and an all-new westbound on-ramp from southbound Grand Avenue were later culminated into the official ribbon cutting and opening just 3 years later. The funding for this project has been one of its successful aspects, as the City of Diamond Bar and our project partners have been able to procure a significant amount of funding in order to cover the estimated $420 million price tag. More recently, federal funding has also kicked in again through the efforts of our local congressional representative, Young Kim. With a recognition of how vital this project is to the region, the announcement of a $30 million grant was revealed this past May after a special visit and presentation by the Congresswoman.
Obviously, as your representative for the 39th District, I did have this project in mind and said with my team, when I get to Congress, when I have the opportunity to work on that one project that is immediate, that is important, that will spur our local economy and help work on building the infrastructure that is badly needed and badly was in waiting for so long.
Construction has now moved into phase 3 of the larger project, with a significant amount of work already performed this year, with 3 main items to be constructed over the next 6 years. Early preparation is being constructed with the widening of Grand Avenue at Golden Springs, along with the closure and renovation of the Diamond Bar Golf Course. This aspect of the project has moved at a strong pace and is on target to be completed by 2023.
The project is happening in our city, and most of it is on our right-of-way. So basically, just like any other development that happens in our city, we are responsible to keep an eye on it, make sure it's exactly the way that the city and the residents of the city and city council want it to happen. And also, we have been involved in every step of this project, from design to construction, and we make sure that it's up to standard, up to our standards, and also we have some sort of supervision on the whole process of this project.
Part of the construction process has involved renovation of the Grand Avenue and Golden Springs intersection, where new traffic signals, sidewalk areas, and precast posts with decorative steel plates have been installed. In addition, The widening of Grand Avenue between Golden Springs and the Freeway entry is in full swing, as the hillside on both the eastern and western sides of Grand Avenue have gone through a major amount of change, with much more to come.
So what we're doing here is expanding Grand Avenue and Golden Springs to facilitate the traffic flow. And we're also going to be installing the golf cart tunnel. We're moving it a little bit southward because the new highway is actually going to be interfering with the existing golf cart tunnel. We're also going to be doing some associated storm drain work. It's a pretty big pipe jacking run, about 120 inch, that's 12 feet. And we're doing a relatively large retaining wall on the east side, which is going to be holding up the dirt to facilitate the road expansion on that side. We have a whole landscape package that's going in, very substantial. Both sides are going to be landscaped on the east side and the west side. And yeah, immediately you're not going to get those 50-foot tall trees, but they're going to come in eventually, and watching them grow might be part of the process.
The amount of earth movement has been quite an undertaking in order to accommodate the street widening process, as multiple truckloads of dirt have been brought in to fill in the hillside for the completion of that aspect of the project.
So we don't measure dirt in tons, we measure it in cubic yards, which is volume. If you want to do a quick calculation for yourselves, you can multiply between 1.3 and 1.5 for the yardage to get your tonnage. But yardage, the total to complete is approximately 60,000 yards, which we've brought approximately 40,000 in. To give you an idea of what 60,000 yards means, it's approximately 12 cubic yards per truck, and that'll give you about 5,000 truckloads of dirt that we're bringing in.
Another key element to the project is the complete renovation of the Diamond Bar Golf Course. Serving our community for over 50 years, this 18-hole course will now get a reconfiguration of 6 holes along the frontage of the 5760 freeway that will be directly impacted by freeway construction. All 18 holes will be modified, along with the construction of a new maintenance facility.
As part of the main 5760 Confluence project, parts of the lands of the current golf course is being turned into the right-of-way for the freeway. And that triggered changes on the golf course. And the decision that was made was that since a lot of things are changing on the golf course, maybe we should redo the whole design and layout of it. And that's what's happening as a golf course project. The entire golf course has been redesigned, and the holes and every other elements in that golf course will be redone.
The closure of the golf course will last until 2023, where golfers will finally get their chance to tee it up for a round on the newly renovated course. Once the elements of the Grand Avenue and Golden Springs intersection improvement, along with the renovation of the Diamond Bar Golf Course, are completed, the next important elements will include the construction of a new eastbound travel lane, construction of a new eastbound 60 off-ramp bypass lane to Grand Avenue, reconstruction of the Grand Avenue eastbound on and off ramps, widening of Grand Avenue, including reconstruction of a new wider bridge, construction of an eastbound 60 on-ramp bypass from the northbound 57 split, and the reconstruction of the eastbound 60 at Diamond Bar Boulevard on-ramp. The entirety of this construction is expected to be completed by 2027.
So safety is first and foremost a very serious concern for all of us. And then I think from Diamond Bar's perspective, it's also a quality of life issue. We all know the freeway, the 2 freeways, it's right at our doorstep. Certain parts are actually cuts across the city. So this is a quality of life issue for all Diamond Bar.
While this 2.5-mile stretch of freeway is just a fraction of the total system of the region, its relevance to the entire picture of commerce and transportation for the state and the nation is of great importance for the many agencies that are working to bring this to completion in a timely manner. And the city of Diamond Bar is helping to keep the lines of communication and collaboration moving in order to make this a successful venture that will positively impact our great community for years to come.